Deep in the dark, dark wood, where shadows danced between ancient trees, there lived a tiny mouse with the biggest imagination you could ever meet. Now, you might think being small in such a scary place would be terrifying, but this clever little mouse had a secret weapon: his wit. One day, as he was strolling through the woods, gathering nuts and berries for his dinner, he encountered a fox. The fox's eyes gleamed with hunger, and he sweetly invited the mouse to lunch, though we all know who would have been on the menu. But our quick-thinking mouse had a brilliant idea. "Oh, I'm terribly sorry," said the mouse, "but I'm having lunch with the gruffalo." The fox looked puzzled. "The gruffalo? What's a gruffalo?" And that's when our mouse friend began spinning the most magnificent tale about a fearsome creature with terrible tusks and terrible claws and terrible teeth in his terrible jaws. The fox, thoroughly spooked, darted away into the undergrowth. But our mouse's adventures weren't over yet. Along came a wise old owl, then a slithering snake, and each time the mouse's story of the gruffalo grew more elaborate and frightening. Knobbly knees, turned out toes, a poisonous wart on the end of his nose. Oh, what a creature, he described. But here's where our tale takes an unexpected turn. Just when the mouse was feeling rather pleased with himself, he turned around and there stood a real gruffalo. Exactly as he had described. Can you imagine his shock? His tiny heart must have been racing faster than a hummingbird's wings. But did our clever mouse panic? Oh no. He came up with his most brilliant plan yet. "Everyone in the wood is terrified of me," he told the gruffalo. "Walk behind me and you'll see." And so they walked through the wood where all the animals fled in terror. Not from the gruffalo, mind you, but from the sight of the mouse with this fearsome creature trailing behind him. Finally, when the mouse mentioned how delicious gruffalo crumble might taste, the mighty gruffalo himself turned tail and ran away, leaving our brave little mouse alone in his beloved wood, safe at last. And do you know what he did then? He found a nice nut and ate it all up. This just goes to show that you don't need to be big and strong to survive in this world. Sometimes a clever mind and a quick wit are all the weapons you need. Our little mouse proved that being small doesn't mean you can't be mighty in your own special way.